Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great day. If you're new here, my name is Shanrell. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I love to geek out over makeup. I'm just happy you joined me today. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back and not being weirded out by the geekiness. I do really appreciate your support. So today's video is a Shop My Stash video. If you haven't seen one of these before, it's where I just go through my stash and pick out some items to perhaps complement my project pan. I tend to really focus on my project pan items, and I feel like that if I didn't do this, I would totally neglect areas of my stash. This way I make sure everything gets used at least a little bit, throughout the year. And sometimes I rediscover favorites and other times I actually decide to declutter things. So I really do love this series. And first, what I like to do is go through the items that I picked out last time. So maybe let's start with blushes. The first blush I want to mention is this one from Pixi by Petra. This is their Fresh Face Blush in Beach Rose. This I found I really actually enjoyed more than I thought I would. I mean, I knew I liked it, but I hadn't really used it much before. And it's a much more neutral blush than the other ones I was using. And I found it very helpful with some of the looks that I was doing that I felt like I didn't really want a pinky or even purpley toned blush. I wanted something nude, and this went very well. It has a really nice formula. It's nice and soft and blendable and looked natural on the cheeks. So this was really nice, and I used this one 3 times. The second blush I used is this one from Essence. This is the blush in the shade Befitting. This also, it's at the same really nice quality as other Essence blushes that I have tried. Super smooth, super blendable. It's what I have on my cheeks today, and it's just really easy to use. I don't know, I don't ever want to use a blush personally that requires babysitting. This doesn't require it. It's just easy and pretty, which is what I want. So I used this one 4 times. And lastly, I've been using this blush from Sydney Grace. This is in the shade Stiletto. It's more of a cool toned purpley shade, but actually I found that on the face it wasn't nearly as cool as it looks in the pan. And while it does have a nice sheen to it, I didn't find it all glittery or too much. And I did tend to use a light hand with it because it is pigmented, but despite it being pigmented, I found it really easy to use a light hand with. You know how I know I've tried pigmented blushes in the past where even just a little bit is too much. I felt like it was easy to use a light hand with this one, and I'm definitely gonna be keeping it around. I don't really have anything else like it, and I used that one 3 times. Now, moving on to lip products. The first one was this one from Ulta Beauty. This is their Shiny Sheer Lip Gloss. The only thing I don't like about it is it has a brush tip applicator, but I feel like this formula is exactly what people generally want when they're looking for a gloss. It's super smooth, sheer with a slight swash of color, not at all sticky, and just extremely pleasant. It felt soft on the lips, and it was pleasant. It was nice to use with the exception of the wand, which I could overlook because I like the formula. So I used this one 3 times. Now this lip gloss from MAC I have found is definitely a jewel in my stash. It looks like the kind of like a gross color in the tube. It's like a cool tone brown, but for some reason on the lips it is absolutely glorious, especially if you're wearing any sort of cool toned makeup. It is so pretty. I can even pop up a picture where I meant to be taking a picture of the eyeshadow, but I was wearing this as well, and I thought this was so nice, and I'm so glad to have this. This is definitely, whenever I do reuse it, I'll probably rebuy another mini of this if I can. I don't know if they really sell these in minis because I got these through like Ipsy, but I'm gonna try because I really enjoy this shade. I use this 4 times. Here's another item that I have like rediscovered. This is the NARS Lip Glide in the shade Xenon. This is another cool toned shade that I love it. These are so easy to use, and they are so glidey on the lips. I mean, it is called a velvet lip glide, so it would make sense. But every time I use it, it's just extremely pleasant. I like this. This was a TJ Maxx find. I will be on the hunt for these in the future because I thought this was really good. Now for my Wayne Goss lipstick in Lily. I felt like with the makeup I was wearing, it was a little too pink, but it's still something that I really enjoyed. It's pretty. It's definitely something I want to keep it around. Even though it wasn't really in season for me at this point, I still really like it. And I did use it 3 times. My Dose of Colors lip gloss in the shade Almond Butter. This was my second go around trying it, and I found myself enjoying it much more this time. The first time I tried it was when I had first bought it, and I was disappointed at how thick it was. I thought I was buying more of a sheer gloss, but now that I know what it is, I can appreciate it for what it is, and I really do like this color. I have found that I buy a lot of glosses actually in this shade. I need to use some up before I try any others. For some reason, I always go for this shade. I don't know why, but I do really like it, and I use this one 3 times. Okay, so now for the single eyeshadows I had picked out. Here is the color story I was working with. These were all shades that I had in my stash that I hadn't even used on my eyes yet. I had some Sydney Grace up here, some Makeup Geek, and these are all NARS shadows. The only one I didn't get a chance to use was this one, so I'm going to be bringing this one into this week's Shop My Stash as well to make sure and get at least one use out of that before I put it away. I really enjoyed this Sydney Grace shade. Ooh, I wish I had got a picture of the look I wore using it, but I think I was wearing it in a video. It's so lovely. I'm really just in love with Sydney Grace lately. And same with Makeup Geek. Whenever I use one of their shadows again, I know why they were so popular back in the day, and they still have really nice shadows. This is in the shade Daydreamer, I think, and it's way different than any other purple that I have. I don't really have like a lilac purple like that in my stash. This is a really beautiful gray to use as a transition with a cool toned purple like this. I thought it was really beautiful. This shade, super black. This is the shade Tuxedo. I used it as a liner. It's extremely black. I can't imagine ever hitting pan on such a shade like this. You need the barest amount, but it worked out really well as a liner. And this shade, this is the shade Stardust, and I thought it was a really good inner corner shade. I'm actually wearing it in my inner corner today. So yes, I enjoyed all these shadows. I'll be taking this one out to use it again this week. I just went through the footage. I noticed I didn't even mention those other 2 NARS shadows that I did actually get a chance to try. It's the shade Ashes to Ashes and the shade Lahore. They are both really, really beautiful. More on the cool tone, neutral side, and I like to use them just for single shadow looks, and I got to use each one at least once. Okay, back to the rest of the video. Okay, so now I get to the bit where I'm picking up my new makeup. Usually I like to pick some items and then randomize some items from my stash. So first I'll show you the stuff that I have picked out to use. For lip products, I have been really craving brown tones lately, kind of like what I'm wearing on my lips. I'm actually wearing this lipstick from Revlon. This is the shade 245 Smoky Rose. And I've actually been thinking about this lipstick for like a couple weeks, how much I want to use it. So I'm like, man, I better pull it out. So there it is, swatched, plus I do have it on. It is, as the name suggests, more of a rosy shade, but I feel like this is definitely the most brown lipstick that I have in my stash. I just love it. It's such a nice formula. I'm looking forward to using this more. Here's another thing that I have been craving. This is my Balm Jour from The Balm Creamy Lip Stain in the shade Salute. I know I mentioned this formula more than once, but it has such a thin, hug to your lips formula, and I just love it. So I'll be pulling that out. Another favorite here, this is my Bite Beauty lip gloss in the shade Dirty Chai, which they did discontinue, but they have been spotted at TJ Maxx's. So if it's something that you're like interested in, keep an eye out. But oh, so pretty. I'm looking forward to using all these shades this next couple of weeks, but I just love this gloss so much. It still smells like coffee. Yeah, lovely. And then also I want to pull out this little, it's called a vegan lip gel. It's from Seraphine Botanicals. I got this back in the spring and I haven't really used it much. Oh my goodness, it smells like a fruit roll-up. Holy moly, just like a fruit roll-up. But that's kind of like a more sheer and also almost like a purpley, more cool tone lip gel, apparently. Okay, and now I'm going to randomize one more lip product. I'm using the numbers 2 through 17. Got the number 10. Ooh, this is exciting. This is my other Maybelline lip gloss in the shade Moon. The other one that I have in the shade Stone, I love. I mean, this is that shade I was talking about. I keep buying lip glosses in this shade. But this is the shade Moon that I have heard some people compare to the shade from Fenty, Fussy, I think. Ooh, that big doe foot. It's so satisfying. I don't know why. Where am I going to swatch it? I guess I can put it up here. It's as awkward as possible. It is more sheer looking, but it's kind of pinky, with little bits of tiny, shiny bits in it. I know I'm the best at describing things, but I'm excited to bring that out. Okay, I have my lip products, so let's do blush. This is a recent TJ Maxx find. I haven't used it on my face yet. This is the Milk Makeup, oh, what do they call this? The Lip and Cheek Stick in the shade Work. This is a massive chunky blush. Yeah, I don't think there's any way that anyone would ever use this up, but it is fun to use. That's it swatched right there. I'm so excited to try that. And the other day I was just swatching my blushes because that's just what I do nowadays. And I want to pull out this blush from Dome Beauty. Now this isn't something I also got in Ipsy. I've never heard of this brand aside from Ipsy, but this blush is surprisingly nice. This is in the shade English Rose, and it's just so smooth feeling. Like it has a really nice formula and it has a beautiful sheen to it. There on my finger, it looks kind of like the softest peach. Let's put it here. Look at how pretty that is. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna pull that blush. All right, now I'm gonna randomize one more blush. I'm using the numbers 2 through 7. Man, sorry about the glare there. Let's see what we can get. Number 6. This is a blush from Kaleido Cosmetics, which is different from Kaleido's makeup, by the way. This is another Ipsy blush. This is a shimmery pink blush. It is so pretty on the finger. I'll swatch right here. Ooh, see? Yeah, that'll be really nice. Looking forward to using all those blushes. So now let's talk about some singles. Okay, so I just redid this little magnetic palette to have the singles I want to use this time. So this is that NARS shade I didn't get a chance to use last time. I think this is the shade Kashmir? Kashmir. And it's not spelled cashmere like the sweater. I'll have to put it up on the screen how they spell it. But the rest of these shades are all of my new Sydney Grace shades, which I am so excited to use. The majority of them are cool, except for this shade right here, I think. I'm looking for a clean spot on my hand to swatch some of these for you. I'm just quick wiping off some other eyeshadow. This is the shade Tiara. Look at that. Ooh, I think that's my favorite. Oh, this is the shade Immortal. Oh, once again, so pretty. This is the shade Peace. So gorgeous. Troops. This is the matte shade. This is Speedway and Winter Wonder. And this is that NARS shade in Kashmir. So those are the singles I'm gonna be using for the next couple weeks. I'm so stoked. They're so gorgeous. Just looking at that makes my heart sing. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me as I chose my makeup for the next couple of weeks. I hope you are having a great day, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!